Donald Trump is bringing his wife and kids on the campaign trail. He held a rally last night in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and crowds got to hear from Melania Trump, who was campaigning with her husband for the first time.
Good evening. Isn't he the best? He will be the best president ever.
She kind of sounds like him. Donald Trump also told crowds there he can predict terrorism because he can feel it. Mike Emanuel is live for us in our nation's capital. And Mike, is it safe to say that maybe some of the jabs among Republican candidates are getting a little tougher?
Harris, yes, indeed. After that endorsement from his wife, Donald Trump took this hit from former Florida Governor Jeb Bush.
His position as it relates to Islamic terrorism has gone from saying we don't have a fight there, let Russia take out ISIS, let ISIS take out Assad, and now his strategy is to bomb the bleep out of ISIS. That's not a strategy.
Meanwhile, two senators, Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz, continued duking it out, with Rubio ripping Cruz for his vote on NSA surveillance.
God forbid tomorrow morning there is a terrorist attack in the United States. The first question everyone's going to have is why didn't we know about it and why didn't we stop it? And the answer better not be we didn't know about it because we weakened our intelligence programs. Some in our own party who have taken away tools that we need to find these killers before they find us.
It's a sign of desperation. They want to try to change the topic because I think Marco's campaign is determined that his longtime support of Chuck Schumer and Barack Obama's amnesty plan, they're now worried about it politically, so they want to change it with a false attack ad.
Some suggest Cruz is changing the topic by hitting Rubio on immigration. Harris?
Can you believe that February 1st is coming up so fast? What is the state of the race in Iowa at this point?
Well, Harris, it's pretty frozen with Hillary Clinton still in the lead. Clinton maintains 51% support from likely Democratic caucus participants. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders has inched up to 42%, while former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley is still in single digits. The Quinnipiac survey in Iowa finds Sanders would be best at handling the economy. Harris?
All right, both sides of the political aisle. From Mike Emanuel, we appreciate it. Happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, even if they don't make it to the White House, some candidates may end up with a pretty nice chunk of cash as a consolation prize. Mainly, we're understanding from their book sales. Rick Newman is here. He's a columnist for Yahoo Finance and the author of Liberty for All, a manifesto for reclaiming financial and political freedom. Thanks for being here today. You know, I don't know if I agree with everything that you've said, but it's interesting. We can take a look at some of the numbers. And why are you looking at this?
Well, we got so many candidates in the race, and obviously only one of them can win each nomination, and only one of them can go to the White House. So you say, why are some of these candidates in it? Now, I'm not saying for sure that they're in it just to make a buck for themselves, but this is not a bad business model if you can use running for president as a way to get other people to pay for you to become famous and then cash in. You can do that through book sales. Another big way to do it is through speaking fees, which usually go way up once you become known as a presidential candidate. Other things, corporate boards, endorsement deals, commentator deals.
I got to tell you, I'm a little confused. I know you looked at the GOP side, but it sounds like you're talking about Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton is at the very top of the pyramid when it comes to speaking fees. She earns about $225,000 per speech. Now, she hasn't been doing that as a candidate.
Yes.
She made something like $12 million in just over a year giving speeches. So, yeah, she's absolutely has made a lot of money. She's not doing that now. She has suspended that. She's got two books out. I looked at book sales, and her books, one of them was a big bestseller when it came out in 2003, not selling so well in 2015, I'm guessing.
Well, that book is almost 700 pages, dude.
Yeah, and I'm guessing if you're interested in Hillary Clinton, you already bought that book or you read the reviews, and you don't really want to know any more about her. So her book sales are not among the best of the candidates.
Who's got really good book sales on the GOP side?
One standout guy is Ben Carson. His books are doing terrifically. He had a bestseller in 2014, which has sold another, we're estimating 90,000 copies or so in 2015. He's got a new book out this year called A More Perfect Union, 165,000 sales so far. So he's sold something like 250,000 books just in 2015. That's a lot of books.
That's a lot of books. And it also gets a lot of people talking. He had some biographical issues that people were talking about within it. But it's the big advances where I read that they're getting the most money. Because if you look just at, and we can pop it up on the screen, what some of them have made, the GOP candidates have made off their book sales. But I mean, you look at Marco Rubio made just under 30 grand on his. But his advance was $800,000. Ted
Right.
Cruz got $1.5 million advance for his book. Rand Paul, 40 grand. But Hillary Clinton, hard choices, 14 million. I mean, you can look at these guys and say that, but you got to look across the aisle politically too.
Oh, I'm totally agreeing with you.
Yeah.
So we're looking at who's cashing in 2015. I mean, Hillary Clinton's been famous for 20 years. I mean, she's a former first lady. She's cashed in on her association with what's that former president's name?
Right.
She was Secretary of State. She was a senator.
Right.
So she has already cashed in. I mean, she doesn't need to run for president to cash in.
Oh, no,
Some of the
that's
others,
interesting.
I think they are, whether they intend to or not, they will end up using the presidential campaign to raise their profile, become more famous, and make a lot more money.
Well, you can't begrudge them for that.
I don't. I mean, we applaud making money in America, right? I think it just helps if voters kind of know what might be going on behind the scenes.
All right. Always good to see you.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same.
The U.S. military has suspended American soldiers and airmen who took part in a bombing which killed dozens of people last month at a hospital in Afghanistan. Investigators are blaming technical problems now for also a series